Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Okay, this is part 2 of doing the Pitman arm on this 96 Tahoe, which is the same as any 88 to 98 GM truck or 92 to 99 SUV with 4-wheel drive. Again, a little refresher on the tools that you'll need. Okay, so believe it or not, I actually forgot to film, or I messed up and I didn't film pulling the Pitman arm off. So I'm just going to show you how to use the Pitman Arm Puller and the tool on, this is actually the idler arm. It's the same idea, you would just be doing it on the steering box. You put the tool on like that, and then put your wrench on there and pull it, and it breaks it right free. Okay, so once we've used the puller, we can take the old arm off and then put the new one on. There are 4 marks or 4 larger teeth that make sure that you put the arm on in the right position. The best thing is just take the old one right off and then put the new one right back on in the same position. That way you know you have it centered correctly. We'll put the big lock washer back on. Actually, what we might want to do is, we might want to put the nut on first, tighten it a little bit, push, which presses the arm on, and then take it off, and then put the lock washer on. Looking up and in here, you can see here's our steering coupler. The bolt is to the frame side and basically straight up and down, so you want to kind of have your steering box ready to go the same way. Okay, so it's ready to go up in there. This flat spot here is what aligns with that bolt, so then basically take your box, feed it up in there. So we've got our steering box up in there. Now take a bolt, feed it through, and you can see it come out on this side. Try and position the steering box. So the bolt will go in. And then once you have the bolt started, just reach up on top of the steering box. Make sure your hoses are free, they're not pinched in between the frame and the box. Start the third one here. So here's our Pitman arm, and here's our where it hooks into our steering. And while we still have the box loose a little bit, just move that all into place. Okay. And then just start this nut on there for right now. So before you actually tighten up the steering box to the frame, you'll want to connect your linkage here. Okay, so you can see right down there is the end of the steering box. Okay, and then this, I have this rubber boot pulled back, so this telescopes back and forth. And what you want to do is, you can see that there's a flat spot here on the gear, and then there's also a flat spot in your coupler, which is I have right at the top now. So you basically just want to push your shaft down on there and right on. Okay, and then put the bolt in. And you want to tighten this bolt up to about 35 to 40 foot-pounds. Okay, so we've reconnected and tightened up both the power steering hoses. And they are different size fittings, so you shouldn't have any problem. I'm going to torque these bolts to 120 foot-pounds. I'm going to torque this nut to 80 foot-pounds. Our new Pitman arm came with a cotter pin to lock it. And it looks like I need to tighten it another quarter of a turn. Okay. And push the cotter pin through and pull it down around to lock it.
And obviously you're going to want to put your wheel back on. When it's down on the ground, you want to torque those lug nuts to 120 to 140 foot-pounds. And now here I am adding some power steering fluid. And basically you want to fill it to the level it's supposed to be, turn the car on, turn the steering wheel back and forth a few times, and then refill it until it's at the right level.
And the last step is put some grease on this fitting. And it should be all set.
We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.